MMA Now, powered by Film On TV Networks.
I'm David Cannon with Film On TV's MMA Now, and right now we're joined with Kathy Duva from Main Events. Kathy, I scored the fight 117-111 for Sergey. I didn't think it was as close as some people thought. How did you score the fight?
No, I didn't keep score. I felt that Sergey won the first 6 rounds. He won a 2-point round in the second round. And out of the second half of the fight, I thought he won half of it. So, yeah, I'm about where you are.
Andre says that he wasn't hurt by the knockdown, that it was a flash knockdown. I thought he was hurt in the first round, and in the second round he got dropped, and it took him a few rounds to recover. Did you see that from your seat?
Oh, most definitely, and I'll give Andre Ward a lot of credit for making adjustments and making the middle of the fight competitive, taking some rounds. Not easy to do, but the wrestling and the hugging, I kept saying, you know, like Mayweather's out there saying he wants to fight Conor McGregor. Now, this is the guy who should be fighting Conor McGregor. They could fight, they could wrestle, they could do everything. But this is not MMA, this is boxing. And what we saw tonight was a lot more like MMA. And I think it had an effect on the judges because it made it harder to score it.
Did Sergey know some MMA? Because I saw some guillotines in there and then some underhooks as well.
Yeah, he's a big Conor McGregor fan, actually. You know, he had to prepare himself. Everybody knew Ward was prone to do these things. And John David Jackson is a really good trainer, and he prepared Sergey for what to do if this happens and the ref doesn't do his job. And as it turns out, the ref was just like a spectator watching a wrestling match.
In the post-fight conference, you said that there is an immediate rematch clause in the contract if you guys both decide on that. Is that what's going to be next?
There's an immediate rematch clause in the contract. I can ask for it, period. If we both decide to have an interim fight, that could happen, but I'm not going to decide that, so no, it can't happen. So we will have an immediate rematch.
When do you anticipate that rematch happening?
We've got to see first of all, what the time limits are in the contract. I don't remember off the top of my head. HBO has to have a date. We have to find a building. So we got to that's a function of negotiation.
Is it within a year time, 18 months? Is that fair?
Oh, it's a fairly short time frame. It's 6 months or less. I don't remember.
And for a fight of this magnitude, pound for pound, number one, whoever wanted to be number one, but a lot of the media and people ringside felt that there was not a clear number one because Ward took the decision. I haven't deemed him pound for pound number one right now. I think the rematch will settle that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think you're 100% right about that. This did not determine anything, and we do absolutely need a rematch, and hopefully we'll find a referee who wants to participate in the fight next time.
Last question. I know you got to get out of here. The co-promotion with Rock Nation, it's hard to do these big super fights with co-promoted, and what we've heard amongst Rock Nation was it was hard to work with the main events from the top down. Was that from main event side the same case?
Yeah, let's just put it this way. Sometimes people just don't get along, but we're going to have to because we've got to do this again.
And I know I said one more question, but is there anything that Sergey can do differently that he didn't do tonight?
Well, he's going to learn from the experience. He's going to he and John will sit down and figure out ways to combat the adjustments that Andre made. He did, and I think Sergey adjusted himself, and that's why I believe he took the last 2 rounds. But of course, he can always get better. He always gets better, and he will. But again, to your point, he won 117-111. I don't know how much more you can do. I think he has to just go out there next time and fight his fight, and yes, of course, improve and learn, but in the end, we've got to find a referee who's willing to be in the fight and do his job.
Still in Vegas?
That will also be a function of negotiation. I can't tell you. At this point, it's just too soon.
Thank you so much for your time.